Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is your future free potato, JustAPotato, and welcome to another video of Cosmic Frontiers. In the previous episode, we entered into the early stages of Botania, and we managed to build our first Gregified Botania multiblock, which is the mana simulator, which helps us producing a bunch of potent mana, which is a better version of the regular mana we would be producing with Botania. We've also made this smaller range of machines, which help us producing Terrasteel, which we can use it in a blast furnace together with other materials to get Ethersteel. And with that, we basically get into HV. Now I said basically because that allows us to make the HV machine hulls, which require Galvanized Ethersteel and stainless steel. Galvanized Ethersteel is the process I just mentioned, and we managed to make our first two machine hulls, but I have already used them. If we come around here and down here, we will have this small zone which we will be working on today, or in this episode rather said. As you can see, there is one advanced gas turbine there, and another high voltage battery buffer with a gas turbine here in the back. So that's where our first two, or rather three, machine hulls went. And we are going to be using a lot this place now, because we are going to be building our first clean room. Now entering HB means a lot of new stuff. First thing, getting our first EV and IV circuit. We can also get distillation towers, which are very useful when combined together with paradise ovens and steam cracking. We have also access to nichrome, and thus access to titanium, thus access to EV, and in the near future we will be also visiting two new dimensions, the Undergarden and the Moon. But those ones are for the future. Right now we have to start HV, and we are going to start by making our first clean room. However, there are a couple of things I still want to do before getting into the clean room. The first one is an advanced assembler, which will run receipts at HV tier, and we also want a chemical bath, which we'll be using today to make some ender eyes. Let's put both of them down here. Now, if in a chemical bath we add some liquid blaze together with some ender pearls, after 3 seconds we will be getting some eyes of ender. The eyes of ender, we are going to be using them to get an HV emitter and some HV sensors. And now these ones we can use it to make an advanced prospector, which is a better version of the prospector we are using right now. This one, differently from the other prospector, can scan in a range of 4 chunks and can also scan fluids. So if we shift right click this, it has no energy, of course, we have to charge them. Let's throw it here. Now with some energy, if we right click it, as you can see, we have a lot of oil around us. There is also this Vectrock or prospection mod, but I don't think this is implemented. So we will be using the regular ore prospection. And as you can see, it is a bigger range. And this is what we actually want. Now we can also use all of these materials that we just made in order to make 3 advanced miners, which are basically the improved versions of the miners that we first got. So the MV miners, they would take 4 seconds per block and work in a 33 by 33 area. Difference, the advanced miner will take 2 seconds per block and work on a 49 by 49 area. So this is going to be very nice for now, until we get our next tier of miners, which will be the advanced large miners. But yeah, this is EV, so it's not something that we are going to be doing in the near future. We are going to take a bunch of time to get there. For now, advanced miners. And of course we are going to pair these advanced miners with some advanced gas turbines. They will take 128 AU per tick. These ones produce 128 EU per tick. So they are perfect. And now that we are upgrading all of our stuff, maybe it is also time to upgrade our tools, at least some of them. So let's do some HV power units. We will have 3. And let's also do one at LV. Now I'm thinking of doing an electrical wrench, wire cutter, and a drill, and also a screwdriver. I think those are going to be good options to start with all of our power upgrades. The first three, I want to use blue steel. This shouldn't be any problem. To make blue steel we need rose gold, brass, black steel, and regular steel. Now if we grab this blue steel alloy and we throw it in the blast furnace, we should be getting some blue alloy, blue steel, in 30 seconds. Very nice. I have to wait a bit. Now I'm also out of steel. So I'll just be doing some rough iron here. I should still have a bunch of charcoal. And I haven't dismantled this stuff here yet. So we are going to use it. Just to craft half a stack. Of course I normally use the blast furnace with some oxygen, but it is being used right now and we don't have any other one. So yeah, it's going to be like this. Now with this we should be able to craft a tip, a wrench tip, a wire cutter head, a drill head, and one screwdriver tip. So now we only have to combine this with an HP power unit, I think. And we need the tools like this, and we can get a blue steel wrench, a blue steel wire cutter, a blue steel drill, and at low voltage a vanadium steel screwdriver. And so with all of this we can replace our wrench, we can replace the screwdriver, we can replace both the spade and also the hammer, and we should also be able to replace the screwdriver. The rest we can just put it in here. Now, after getting these tools and new stuff from HP, it is time to get our first clean room. Before that, I've also made myself a small tool belt so we can have all of our tools, or at least the ones that we are going to be using the most, on hand. So this is very nice. You can just click and we get the tool, and we can just put it back if we want. So that's very nice. Now the clean room. The clean room is a multi-block. There is a lot of considerations that we have to have when building this. The first one is power. So we need to power the clean room in order to make the room clean itself. It is not that the higher the tier of the energy hatch is going to be cleaner the room, but rather it's going to clean itself quicker. So we can just do this with a LV energy hatch, and that's what we are going to be doing. Then we need to provide power inside the clean room as well. We can do this either by using a machine hull, or we can use a diode. Machine hulls will only provide the inside of the clean room with 8 channels of A2 or 1 amp of energy, but we can also use a diode in order to provide with more energy if we need to. We could use a machine hull only, as we are only providing the inside of the clean room with 1 amp of HP, which is what I suppose we are going to be using at most for now. But in this small time that we are going to stay here until the other base is fully prepared, we might actually replace this for a battery buffer. So we might want to provide with the clean room with more amps of HP. So it's something that I need to think, and that's why I want to do a diode right now instead of a machine hull. And yes, and finally, just the size. We are going to be doing the minimum size. So a 3x3 inside, 5x5 outside. The multi-block info, it also provides with a iron door. I don't want to use this because we have the stuff of traveling, the travel stuff, which we can use to traverse walls. But I don't think we need an iron door. Now the first thing that we are going to be crafting, that is going to be consuming the most of our time, is blast grit, and also clean room clean room glass. I want to also be able to see the inside of the clean room. So for both blocks, we will need some steel frames and polyethylene sheets. I already batch craft them both. And the difference between the glass and the plasticrete is that the glass uses liquid glass and the plasticrete uses liquid concrete. And we can actually use our new assembler in order to craft this glass. So let's put glass and then the steel frame and polyethylene sheets. And after 5 seconds, we will get 2 clean room glass. Now the rest of the polyethylene sheets, we will use it for plasticrete, which is going to be taking the most time to craft. So we are going to be leaving this while we do other stuff. Now for the clean room, of course, we need the clean room itself. We will need some filter casings. We need 8. It has to surround the clean room controller. And for the diode, we need some SMD diodes. Now SMD diodes are the diodes that we are going to be using for the next tier of circuits. This is still crafting. SMD diodes are the diodes that we are going to be using for the next tier of circuits. So for our EV and IV circuits. Well, only for the EV, right? And the best craft is by using platinum wire. Of course, we don't have platinum yet. We need to do a line for this. But we can also use galvanized ethersteel to get half the amount that we would be getting from platinum wire. So we put polyethylene, galvanized ethersteel and gallium arsenide. And after 20 seconds, such a long recipe, we should be getting our SMB diodes. And anyway, if we draw those diodes, we can get our HV diode. And those should be all of the blocks that we need to in order to craft the clean room. I also have a maintenance hatch and the LV energy hatch here. So let's start crafting. And there's the clean room. And now this should be cleaning itself. Yes, it is cleaning itself. So we have to wait a bit. But this is the clean room. It is a small space, but it will suffice for now. Now my idea for this episode was to only get the clean room, but I think we did it a bit quicker. So let's also do the advanced circuit assembler. And thus let's try to get our first IV circuit today. So for this, I forgot to do this quest here. We will need a new circuit board, in this case the plastic one, and this is not really that hard. The problem right now is going to decide which sheet to use when crafting these plastic circuit boards. So the best one is polyvinyl midazole sheets. It is, I don't think it's something that we can craft right now. No, we need IV. Polytetrafluoroethylene. I think we can do this, but it is a bit of a pain to do. We need tetrafluoroethylene, which is chloroform and hydrofluoric acid. It's not really that hard, but we need a chemical reactor. I don't want to do one at HV right now, so we are going to skip that as well. In our case, we will be using polyvinyl chloride. This is fairly easy to get. We need vinyl chloride, which is chlorine with ethylene. Very simple. And actually, I already done a bunch of this. So let's grab some sulfuric acid. And we need to craft sulfuric acid with polyvinyl chloride sheets and copper foil. And after 30 seconds, we will be getting 2 plastic circuit boards per each sheet of polyvinyl chloride. There is it, plastic circuit boards. Now the only thing left is to combine the plastic circuit boards with some copper foil and either iron 3 chloride or sodium persulfate. Yes, in order to get the plastic printed circuit boards. Now you can go both ways. Iron 3 chloride if you have a surplus of iron, or sodium persulfate you can get as a byproduct of a lot of processings. For example, hydrochloric acid. So yeah, it's up to you which one to choose, as it says here in the quest. I have a large stockpile of iron 3 chloride, so I'm going to be using these ones. Now I know all of the plastic circuit boards have finished crafting, and that's the quest. We can check this one, and we need to grab the clean room for a while. So the quest counts. There is a clean room. Here I have a transformer and a diode for now, because we need some MV power to start all of the circuit process. But before crafting all of the circuits that we will have to do to get the advanced circuit assembler, let's do the components, because it's going to take a bit of time. Not a bit, maybe a lot. So for all of the components, we will be using liquid polyethylene. I hope I have enough with this. Now for all of the components, there is also a more effective craft. So for example, for the SMD diodes, we get 24, sorry, for the SMD capacitors, we get 24 capacitors per each 2 sheets of polyvinyl chloride and 1 foil of tantalum. However, we don't have tantalum yet. That is something that we are going to get in the future. So instead, we are going to be using this craft here, which uses 2 sheets of polyvinyl chloride and 1 aluminum foil. And we get 12 SMD capacitors. It's still fine, but of course this can be done better. The same happens with the resistors. We need tantalum wires. Transistors, we need tantalum wire. For the inductors, also tantalum. And for the diodes, we need platinum. Now the next thing with carbon dust and electron wire, we will get the SMD resistors. There is it, 16 SMD resistors. Now with some gallium foil and anneal copper wires, we will be getting the SMD transistors. The next thing with some nickel zinc ferrite rings and copper nickel wires, we will be getting some SMD inductors. Now nickel zinc ferrite rings are pretty much easy to get. The nickel zinc ferrite dust, we need to combine it with some oxygen, and this dust we get from nickel, zinc and iron. So it is very simple to get, very easy. And finally, together with gallium arsenide and a lot of galvanized ethersteel wire, we will get some SMD diodes after 20 seconds. And using a lot of polyethylene, which I will need to craft more. And with this, we have most of the components that we are going to be needing to get all of these circuits. So I'll just get the last things that we need. So CPU chips, this is a new chip that we need to craft. Using diamond lenses, and then the rest is stuff that we already know how to do. So RAM chips and red alloy is easy, electrum is easy. Blue alloy bolts, I've also crafted a lot. Actually, I think I craft screws instead of bolts. So I need to recraft these ones. But yeah, it is pretty much simple to craft. I'll be back. Now, if my maths are correct, we should be able to craft 8 EV circuits and a bunch more of other MV and HV circuits that I might have no use for. So let's grab our advanced circuit assembler, because we need this on the clean room, not here. We need to put this on the clean room. Now, I hope this doesn't explode. This should be properly correct, properly positioned. So we have the transformer, output is here. Is output into this diode, which I suppose this is the output of the diode. So, and the diode should be at 1 amp. Yes, mass amperage throughput, 1 amp. So nothing should explode. Yes, it doesn't explode. Nice. So, we put the soldering alloy. First, let's check the room is clean. It is. And let's throw all of the materials. So we need some plastic printed circuit boards, CPU chips, SMD capacitors, SMD resistors, fine rate alloy wires, Oh, and transistors. Okay. And the transistors. Does this one has to be operating? So nylon liquid advanced circuit assembler, SMD capacitors. This is clean. Why is this not crafting? It was the torch. Okay. It was the torch. And my question is, can I deactivate this and it will keep clean? Yes, it is still clean. But that's how we get our microprocessors. Is this still clean? Yes, it is clean. Let's scrap this. And there is it, microprocessors. Now with this we get a lot of microprocessors, which is not going to be enough to craft all of the HV circuits that I can craft. So let's just do as much as we can. So with some plastic printed circuit boards, SMD inductors, RAM chips, fine alloy red wire, SMD capacitors, and microprocessors. 4 microprocessors, by the way. We will be getting our HV microprocessors assemblies, so HV tier circuits. Now this is enough for 3 EV circuits. I'll craft enough for 4. Sorry, not for 4, for 8, because I need 8. Well, actually we need 6. We need 6 of this. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5. Ah no, that's 6. I have enough for 7. We need 6. 2 will be for the advanced circuit assembler, and 4 will be for the first IV circuit. So yeah, we should have enough. Yes, this is enough. Yeah. I'll batch craft a lot of circuits after this video, so this is going to be enough for now. Now, if we throw some plastic printed circuit boards, microprocessor assemblies, fine electron wires, blue alloy bolts, RAM chips, and diodes, after 20 seconds we will get our first EV circuit. I always confuse between EV and IV. We'll get our first EV circuit. There is it. Microprocessor supercomputer. EV circuit. Your first EV circuit. Look at that. Now let's scrap our first 2 EV circuits and let's try and craft the HV circuit assembler. Some minutes after, we can craft our first, well, our advanced circuit assembler. That's a quest. And these 4 circuits should have ended crafting. Yes, we can grab the soldering alloy. And we can disassemble this, and this. Now we don't need this anymore. Instead, we can grab some gold cables. We'll do it like this, and let's spray this one, so we know that is HV. And we can put our circuit assembler right here, for example. And we have our HV circuit assembler. Now, if we come to our new circuit assembler at HV level, this is clean. And we put the soldering alloy, of course, some aluminum frames, anneal copper wire, SMD inductors, SMD capacitors, RAM chips, and our 4 EV microprocessors. This is not working. It was that. I don't know why, but it was that. Okay, that was weird. But now after 40 seconds, we should be getting our first microprocessor mainframe. This is so exciting. Our first IV circuit. Sometime now we should be getting it. There is it. Microprocessor mainframe. And that's the quest. IV circuits. Oh, we have a new tier of circuits unlocked. Now everything is just opening to us. Everything is just opening. Nice. This is very nice. This is very nice. Very nice indeed. Look at this. A clean room. Oh, that's better. Look at that. Our first IV circuit. This is so nice. And that's how we get our first IV circuit, and this is the end of the episode. Now, I don't know what to do for the next episode, because I feel it's going to be very, very short if I do what I think I'll be doing. So we will most likely get into the vacuum freezer in order to get our third EVF coil, nichrome. This should be very easy to craft. So we are going to be doing nichrome, we are going to get our first vacuum freezer, we are going to get the EVF coils, we are going to get the HV energy hatch, and I think we will also craft what is needed for 2 distillation towers. Because the episode after the following episode, so the next one after the episode that comes after this one, sorry for the mess, will be about moving out of this base and moving to the new base. I already have an idea of how I want to do it, and I'll take maybe 1 or 2 episodes to move out, because I also want to install new things. Because, for example, having this IV, not IV, having our EV tiers or EV circuits will allow us to get crafting co-processing units. That means that we are able to do auto crafting from now on. So that's something important for any GregTech modpack, to unlock auto crafting. Because yes, all of this micro crafting stuff, it just takes so much time. We also need another episode to do everything about energy. We are still going to use benzene as our energy production, because I think it is the easiest one to produce as for now. And then we will upgrade into nitrobenzene, which is actually, I think it is also quite simple to upgrade into. And after that, I think we will move into thunder boosted diesel, source diesel. But until then we will be using benzene and nitrobenzene whenever we get a good source of passive fluids. So for now, this is the end of the episode. As always, if you're still here, thank you for watching. And as always, I hope you have a better day, because it can always be better. And I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.